So today I want to talk to you about matching or equivalent fractions. Now lots of students find these complicated and hard to understand because they look very different, the numbers involved in them are very different, and they find it hard to understand how they can actually mean the same thing. So in front of me I've written three fractions. I've got 1/2, 2/4 and 4/8. Now all of these fractions are equivalent, and I'm going to show you how that is and why that is right now. So first of all, I'm going to take my first square and I'm going to cut it into two equal parts. Remember, the denominator at the bottom tells me how many parts I'm going to be cutting my shape or my group into. So I'm going to cut it into two equal parts. It's very important to remember that they are equal to. So we have two parts there. The top part, the numerator, tells me how many of those parts we are getting. We're getting one of those two parts. So I'm going to colour that one part in here. And this top section here is the part that we're going to be getting. So we'll be getting one part out of two. That's 1/2. The second shape we're going to cut into quarters, and we're going to have two of those quarters. So I'm going to divide my shape carefully into four equal parts, firstly by cutting it in half, and then by cutting it in half again. Now I have four equal parts. We're going to take two of those four equal parts. So this is the number we've cut it into, and this is how many we're going to get. I'm going to colour in the top one and the one next to it. It really doesn't matter which two we colour, but to help us to understand, I'm going to choose these two so they match up with the half next to it. And you can see that if we take those two quarters that we've coloured in, they're actually the same size as the 1/2 we coloured in previously. Now in the final shape, we're going to split this now into 8 equal parts. So I'm going to cut it in half and half again, and then we're going to cut each of those halves in half again. So now I've got 6 sections that aren't equal, so we can't use that. Now we have 8 sections. We're going to colour in 4 out of 8. 4 parts is how many we're getting. 8 parts is how many we've got in total. So we're going to colour in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, sorry, gone too far. Do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4 parts out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you can see that this section here, the 4 of them together, is the same as the half we started with and is the same as the 2/4 we had afterwards. You may also notice that in the numbers, actually the top number, the numerator, is exactly half of the denominator. So any fraction where the top number or the numerator is half of the denominator is actually equivalent to a half. So we could have 20/40ths, 50/100ths, and so on. I hope that's helped you to understand. Thanks for listening.